I know, I will only fight if I need to.
Because if you don't need to, there's no point. It's just a waste of effort, really.
Mm-hmm.
If only I wasn't cursed, I would be able to fight to my full extent as someone over 4'3". Yeah, I think you'll be quite capable of outdoor your magic, puppeteer. Here's a knife. So, a compliment. What an honor. Miss Kama? I'm only in this dress because of Urian, you know.
Urian crosses her arms and cocks an eyebrow at Claude.
Well, just... I just love the idea that for some reason has to change outfit and Urian just leaps. First. It's more like a powerful electromagnet than any other. Crotch face. Yeah, I won't fall in love with you no matter what you say. That's what they all say. So, we're here.
Suddenly, everyone goes quiet. I feel a lot heavier as I stare at the staircase in front of me.
This should lead to the throne room.
I did not know we had a secret passage in the throne room. How much does Waltz know about the palace?
So the whole point of a secret passage, right? You say is that no one knows about it.
Immediately after we step into the throne room, we split apart to avoid the guards' gazes.
Painful.
I stick close to Claude and Waltz as Delora conjures a blanket of shimmering fog that envelops the guards.
Fog? Just so no one notices anything going on. Let's fill the building with fog. No. All right, they fall over. Okay.
I watch as the guards' eyes close before they slump to the ground.
I just looked at it. Shh, they'll never know we're here. I'll fill the place with fog to obscure us. But they don't know we're here to begin with. Won't the fog give it away? Ah, shit.
Delora drops her hand once all the guards are truly asleep.
Hey, why is there fog in here? Amazing how intolerant humans are to magic. Let's keep going.
Getting through the palace is no easy feat. Hallways that were easy to get through before are difficult to traverse now, with all the soldiers standing around.
Apart from the fact she can cast mass sleep and any point she feels like.
Delora casts a spell to silence our footsteps into quiet muffles, but moving is still difficult, especially with such a group. Eventually, we arrive just outside the tunnels that should lead to the castle's prisons.
I'll stand watch.
Be careful, Waltz.
I'm small, I will be. Have we gone round in a circle?
I think we may have done. We enter another network of tunnels.
Julian, go. After you.
Urian glances at me briefly, and then Claude, who nods a little stiffly.
We'll be right back.
In accordance with the prophecy, Claude and I are left at the halfway point of the tunnels to ensure a clean escape as Delora, Urian and Garland continue on to the prison. They should be fine, but I am still worried. My eyes wander to Claude and I bite down on my lower lip, and I notice his hand is once again raised to his chest.
Dog!
I find myself reaching out to grab Claude's hand, but he swiftly pulls it away. The glare on his face takes me by surprise. Why is he so angry? Claude puts his hand to his chest and flinches as he leans on the wall.
Not now.
His voice sounds pained. What is he talking about? Claude?
I just need some space, Princess. This is obviously the best place and time to get it. When we have to guard this small tunnel.
But...
I am fine. But... What?
I skipped ahead, don't worry. I cannot help feel irritated by the way Claude has snapped at me.
Dog. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be this way. It's,
He trails off, his eyes distant. Because
of your... Just leave it at that and you'll be fine. You don't have to go into detail.
Yeah, because of your curse, right? Most of the time he is sociable and a pleasure to talk to, but then he reverts to this state. It's like he's two different people, like he's almost a dog of some kind. I can't understand why he's like this. Why do I care so much for someone who keeps secrets?
Henry Ponk, I wish I could explain, but if I did, I would be a dog.
It would invalidate the curse, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I just looked at the end of it. If I did tell you, I'd be a dog. What? It's a strange part of the curse. It's best not to ask. It's just the witch being weird. Not the curse. You would hate me, because I would be a dog. More accurately, you would be afraid of me, because I would be a very large dog.
Well, I could never be afraid of you, even if you are a very large dog.
Dog.
Dog,
Come on, turn into a dog.
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 What is there to be afraid of?
Large dogs.
Claude wears a pained expression as he looks at me. I see him once again grabbing at the collar of his dress, looking like he's in some kind of quiet agony.
That's what she said too.
Is he talking about that one woman from before, the one who didn't love him? He thinks I'm the same. I am not like her.
So he falls in love, becomes a dog, scares him off.
That's basically how I think it goes, yeah.
So did they even need the first bit? It's just, I'm a werewolf. But it's love instead of the moon. Moon. Henry Punk.
Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running.
Change of plan!
Leg it! His hand moves quickly to the hilt of his sword as I reach for mine. We only relax when we see that it's Jurian, Garland and Delora heading towards us. Why are they alone?
Where are the king and queen?
They weren't in the prison.
They'll be in their chambers, you tit. I ain't got no idea where else it could be, because I'm an idiot.
Delora steps out from between the two of them, her expression sombre.
This doesn't bode well for us at all. We can't keep sneaking without a direction. That's a sure way to get caught. We just leave.
Oh, well, now there's an alarm. The words have just left her mouth when the alarm sounds behind us.
They sound... This place is pre-industrial. How do they have an alarm? What?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
A bell?
Yes, basically, that's what it sounded like.
Oh, there was actually a noise, okay.
There was actually a noise, yeah.
Let's just go, ding. Just pull the bell once. That's it. Ding! Is that the alarm? Don't tell me.
It's the alarm! Everyone
sounds alarmed.
Draws their weapons as Waltz appears, running towards us with a harried expression on his face.
I did not do nothing. The Knights are on their way. I mean, the fact there weren't anyone guarding this place to begin with is a bit strange, but there we go.
How did they know we were here?
Well, they got guards.
In the seconds I hear the clanking of metal and then there are knights upon us. We are forced to scatter to deal with different opponents.
A tight tunnel. How does this work?
A guard rushes at me with his sword and sometimes...
I'm doomed. I'm an NPC.
And I somehow manage to block his attack. I should be able to wind around him. The knight falls after I catch him from behind and give Claude an opening to attack him.
Henry Punk, stay behind me.
I promised I would, remember?
Let's keep it that way.
A smile flashes across his face, and for a few moments he seems more like the Claude that I know.
Gah!
The knight manages to separate Claude and I, leaving me by myself. He grabs my arm. Unhand me!
Oh. Kamehameha disappear!
I watch in shock as a shivering fog surrounds my attacker, his eyes closing as he slumps to the ground. He is only the first to fall. Seconds later, most of the knights in my immediate vicinity have fallen to the ground. I can tell by the subtle rise and fall of their chests that they are asleep.
Until she stabs them. Just in case. Sorry, I couldn't focus enough to cast that spell earlier.
Delora drops her hands and returns to address Waltz, Claude and I. Kitty.
Head towards the entrance hall. The king must be in one of the central rooms. Urian, Garland and I will head to the bedchambers in the east wing to look for the queen. Splitting up is not part of the plan. We don't have much of a choice anymore if we're going to get the king and queen out of here. We have to improvise. Fireballs it is.
Nah, fireballs at dawn.
Now go. It's plan B.
Baboon!
Plan baboon. Away!
Claude grabs my hand and jerks his head at Waltz.
Let's go. Let's go.
The three of us rush out to one of the palace hallways. I keep my gaze forward whilst Waltz and Claude watch for enemies on either side of us.
'Twas right.
Claude grabs his sword and moves before Waltz and I can respond. He dives low toward a soldier, his sword poised straight for a devastating blow. Knights begin to approach us from the left and right, and I raise my sword, readying myself. Waltz snaps his fingers, a flash of light blinding the men in the immediate vicinity, and I use the opportunity to rush the knights in front of me. I grit my teeth as I attack. Most of my blows are lucky. There are too many knights for me to be able to get the upper hand. There are so many of them.
Yes. Well, if it isn't the most desirable princess.
I whip around to attack the man that spoke to me, but he is nowhere to be found. Where is he? Who are you?
I wonder. Was that continuation or what?
Don't think so. I turn around and see Claude running towards me, a panicked expression in his eyes. Take a step towards him when a masked man suddenly blocks my path.
Mysterious masked man.
Who is in no way Fritz.
No.
With a die and a mask.
What a pillock. I don't know, it could be... It's got similar earrings to Waltz, but apart from that,
That's Fritz's haircut and his eyes.
Everyone's got the same haircut.
Not this haircut. No, they don't.
Half the men have got the same mop on their head.
Who are you? I raise my sword, but the masked man taps his cane on the floor before I can swing.
Who was that mysterious masked man?
An incredible pressure blasts me back from the cane. It shoves Claude to the floor and blows me backwards. I hit the wall hard, and my vision darkens. Claude?
Dog!
Where am I? Why can't I see anything? It's a perfect time from now to dog.
Dog!
My head hurts.
Rise and shine, sleeping beauty.
I jerk upright at the familiar voice. You're the man that knocked me out. The man laughs and I blink as I try to pinpoint the direction of his voice. Did he blindfold me? I command you to take off this blindfold.
I don't take orders from princesses that no one remembers.
Mm-mm.
But I'm a gentleman, so I suppose I will have to heed a lady's request.
The blindfold is abruptly pulled off and I flinch at the sudden brightness.
Why, hello there, princess.
My captor looks at me, amused. He wears a crooked grin on his masked face and a cape on his shoulders. Who is he?
Who is this mysterious masked man? I'm going to keep saying it.
My eyes wander to the throne and I can't help but gasp at what I see. The king is strapped to the throne, hands mouth done something, can't be asked to go back.
Basically, it's kind of kinky.
Your Majesty. The king pauses to look at me, his eyes containing a mixture of alarm and confusion. Turn to glare at the masked man. Let him go.
Let him go. Let him go. What can do, princess? So, don't you think he still looks regal sitting on his throne like that?
Yeah.
To be honest, everyone does sitting on a throne. It's kind of built in.
I grit my teeth and I begin to struggle against my bonds.
Struggle all you like. You won't get out of those knots anytime soon.
And who are you? The masked man drops into an elegant bow.
I'm called Varg.
A wolf. Wolf. Okay.
Yeah.
Varg, what have you done to my father?
Me? Nothing. Well, nothing much. I guess gagging a person and tying their hands behind their back counts as something.
Are you working for Sir Alcaster?
Oh, nein, I don't work for anyone.
So he's a mercenary. The door flies open and Alcaster steps in, his face full of anger.
Who the fuck are you? Oh, well, we found out who he is then. Mithras, you fool. How absolutely useless
the fool.
Mithras, the fool. How absolutely useless he was.
Varg gives a dismissive shrug. He regards me again with his mischievous smile.
While I do agree that wholeheartedly, that man is in the past. Here in the present, we have someone far more interesting to deal with. Oh, he's called Varg and he's got a wolf-headed cane.
Yeah.
Dog.
Varg gestures at me. I glare at Varg before turning my gaze to Alcaster. I used to think Alcaster was someone to be respected. Not anymore.
Now he's a twat. Oh, if it isn't the princess herself.
Yeah. You remember who I am?
I have the yellow eyes of probably a witch, of course I do. Once Mithras made the connection, it was just too obvious to be false.
Could Sir Mithras remember me? That would make him a witch, so sure, why not? Alcaster shifts his attention to the king.
Genaro, do you not remember this girl as your own blood daughter?
My eyes meet the king's, but I see no recognition in his gaze. He cannot remember me. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. Why are you doing this to my father? To the kingdom?
Everything I do for the kingdom. All successful rulers are ruled with an iron fist. Fear is the best motivation. A king that is too lenient and does not inspire fear has no business being on the throne.
But the people of Angiers love their king. Before I had thought that the townspeople were despicable because they hated me. Now I understand those reasons. They may have judged me as my mother's daughter, which is wrong, but that does not mean they should be subject to a regime of fear unless it's mine.
Your obligation as a ruler is to rule for the country, not the people.
Country is the people, you tit.
Yeah. Back when the Queen was still alive and this place knew the fear of the witches, they were far more productive. Fear motivates. Fear makes a man... King Alistair! You better have a good excuse for interrupting. Your Highness, there's a beast! Dog, 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 dog! What are you blathering about, you fool? A beast! A magical beast is rampaging around the palace.
Dog, 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 dog.
Is this the dead witch is doing? Oh dear.
Dead? Witch? No, Delora is fine. She has to be.
Out with it. Did Mithras do this? Okay
What?
then.
I guess Mithras is a witch then.
Yeah.
I cannot stop myself from blurting out the question. So Mithras is a witch.
He was a witch, but now he is dead. We killed him.
He turns to his knight and demands more information. I am too shocked to hear their words. Sir Mithras, a witch? Impossible.
What of the other palace intruders? We've managed to apprehend some of them, but we can't get to everyone with that beast taking us out. Dog, 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 dog. That damned Mithras. Still a pain, even after death.
What did you do to Sir Mithras?
We killed him. Did you not hear me, girl? He is dead. Killed by my hand.
But why?
He was helpful at first. We worked together to achieve our own personal goals.
He eyes me cautiously.
He wanted you, princess. In a really creepy way.
If Sir Mithras was a witch, that would explain why he still remembered me. And why did he want me?
Penis in vagina. Who knows? It doesn't matter anymore. I gave him my knights to assist him in his search when the witches could not. But in the end, that fool was too power-hungry. You never entered into my plans. You would have been safe, princess, had you stayed put. But now that you're here, you'll come in handy.
Alcester turns back to the knight, who immediately bursts into explanation once more. Dog, 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 dog.
The beast's moving quickly. We don't know how much longer we can keep it from this room.
There's a beast in the palace, and it's Sir Mithras' doing. I'm so confused. Dog, 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 dog. And what about the others? Are they okay? Let me go, Alcester.
You are not going anywhere. It sounds like some of your friends were very persistent. They'll be coming for you, and when they get here, I will kill them. You, princess, are going to make excellent bait.
Nah.
Yeah, you know, I like this turn of events. Kind of amusing. You, tell me what all of this is.
Varg looks unmoved by Alcaster's anger.
It is Mithras that summoned this beast, is it not? Then you must know what is happening. You're asking me of all people. Ha! As if I would be able to answer any of your questions. You.
There was a big roary kind of dog, dog, dog kind of noise.
Dog! Hello, this is Dog. Varg. Doesn't matter how many times you say my name, Alcaster. I won't have any answers for you.
Sir Alcaster turns to me, his eyes manic, as there is a big dog 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 noise in the background.
Whether this is Mythos's magic or magic belonging to one of your friends, I'm not going to let it live.
Could Delora create a beast out of thin air?
Oh. Honestly, don't know. Her powers are undefined.
Sir Alcaster draws a sword from his sheath and curses under his breath. I squirm,
Okay.
desperate to find some kind of break in my restraints. Varg surprises me, however, by reaching down and cutting the ropes, binding my arms with the swords that I recognise. You have my sword. I stand up as quickly as I can and grab the sword from him. That was too easy. I eye Varg warily as his mouth twists into a smirk. What are you doing? Why are you helping me?
Help? All I did was cut some ropes. Besides, I'm curious to see what you do with that toothpick of a sword.
He talks like he doesn't care at all what happens.
Don't think about it too much, Princess. It's probably a little too much for your small head.
I swing my sword towards him and Varg catches it with his cane.
You really think that I'm the only one you should be fighting?
The door creaks and falls off its hinges. The knights stumble back and I hear screaming as loud footsteps around the hall's tiles.
Dog, dog, dog. So what you do? Run, hide, or will the beast kill you too? Dog!
My eyes focus on the large figure entering the room. I cannot make out specifics at first. The form grows more distinct the further it moves into the room.
Is it made out of vines?
Looks like shadow, to be honest.
Well, it could be.
Whatever this is, I cannot fight it. There's a moment of eerie silence, and then Alcaster yells and the knights rush forward, attacking the beast as collective.
Charge!
The beast throws them off with surprising nimbleness, his rage in every swipe. I dodge away just before a man's body falls on top of me.
Oh no, I am dead. Over there, beast.
So Alcaster rushes at the beast.
Dog!
I finally manage to get a clear line of sight to the king, who is still bound and helpless on the throne. The king. I have to get him out of here. I run towards the throne, but someone stops me dead in my tracks.
Serving the king really shouldn't be your priority right now.
I grip my teeth and swing my sword at Varg, but he easily darts away from me.
I will be watching my back. Dog!
It is then that I notice the beast slowly making his way towards me. Why would it be after me? Either I stay here and fend it off, or...
Dog, dog, dog.
Alcaster catches the beast with a broad swipe of his sword, and the two are focused once more on each other. I glance urgently at the king, then at the doors.
Get king, go through doors.
The thing is, every time they do this growl thing, it sounds like a little aeroplane taking off. So I'm thinking they have actually just audio tweaked an aeroplane.
Oh, I didn't realise they kept doing the growl every time it popped up.
Oh, every time it pops up, they go... Rrr. Everyone else, when you hear it pop up again, listen for the sound effect. Sounds like an aeroplane. Beast moves again, and I realise it's once more heading toward me. There's no way I can help the king in all of this mess. I need help. I have to find the others. Hopefully, Alcaster will keep this beast busy long enough for me to get them. I turn around and bolt through the room, weaving my way through the chaos of knights as I head toward the door. Glance over my shoulder one last time at the king. His eyes are trained on the battle before him. His hands grip the throne. There's nothing he can do. I'm so sorry, I'll be back. But for now, I have to find the others. I dart past the carnage in the room, stepping over and around bodies as they appear. Halfway to the door, the beast lunges past Sir Alcaster, and for a few moments I think he might be attacking me. Didn't do it. Stay back! I hold my sword out in front of me and stand in a defensive position, like Claude taught me, but the beast never reaches me.
You ruined everything, beast.
Alcaster is suddenly in front of me, waving his sword at the beast. I stumble back towards the door.
Just waving it around.
Yeah.
Ooh.
My heart beating loudly in my chest. Have to get out of here.
Run back to the Martian, just like he told you to. The booty of the beast.
Booty and the beast. Where did that beast come from?
Dog, dog, dog. Green Johnny.
Knights immediately rush towards me. I back away as far as I can without re-entering the throne room.
Princess, come quietly and we'll keep you somewhere safe till this all dies down. Ah, you've stabbed me.
I cannot take them all on at once. Even knowing that, I still pull out my sword. I can take a few steps back and suddenly feel my back pressed up against something. Dog, 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 dog.
Dog.
The beast stands behind me. It's back to me. I stand in its shadow and realise that if I turned around, it could swat me to the walls just like the rest of its victims. But it's just standing there.
Together. Dog, dog, dog.
Together? The beast says nothing more. And though I still feel on edge, there is something oddly familiar about this. Claude told me once it was better to fight back to back. I will trust you for now, whatever you are. I don't know if it understands me, but I can hope. It seems more like a human than any kind of animal.
Princess, get away from the beast. It will.
The knight never finishes his sentence as the beast sends him flying through the air.
Oh no!
Why is it helping me? The knights fall like dominoes to the beast, but managed to remain standing when I strike them with my sword. Even just taking one down is so hard. These men have been trained for years. I haven't had the luxury of a year. Out of the corner of my eye, I sense movement. I see a gleam of silver and hear a grunt as sword is raised into the air. The sword is nowhere near reaching me, but... the beast. I aim a kick and approaching knight before whirling around to look at the beast. The oncoming sword comes closer to the beast's exposed back, and I know the beast will not be able to dodge in time. Move! I shove past the creature and catch the knight's sword with my own before it can harm the beast. My arms are shaking underneath the strength of the impact between our swords. I feel like my arms are going to give out. Then a flash of light appears, so bright that everyone is temporarily blinded. I stumble back, rubbing my eyes. From the sound of it, the beast is continuing to drive back the knights, most of them shouting to each other to retreat. What was that? When I'm finally able to see again, my eyes automatically land on my feet. I stare in shock.
She gets the shoes.
Glass slippers. I quickly reach up...
Oh no, now I cannot fight properly for I'm wearing glass slippers.
I think everyone has mightily fucked off, though. I quickly reach up to my pendant and realise it is no longer there. It's on my feet. I completed my 3 good deeds.
Henry Park.
It knows my name.
Dog!
I look around and realise the beast and I are alone, the knights having fled. Did the beast drive off the rest of them? I feel a pressure at my back and realise that the beast is touching me. My first instinct is to run into the words, but the words it utters next paralyse me.
You... okay.
Every word sounds breathless and pained, like it takes too much to speak. It is worried about me. I watch in shock as the beast appears to gesture towards my shoes.
You did it.
I step back warily. What are you?
Dog!
The beast reaches out and I see something glittering in the palm of its hand.
Oh look, it's a rose.
Shock, shock. Horror, horror. The rose locket. For a few moments my heart plummets in my stomach and my hands begin to quiver. What did you do to Claude? The beast's shadow fingers curl over the locket, even as he stares at me.
Gave me.
I gave that locket to Claude. The beast only stares at me for a few moments and then suddenly I realise that his words, nothing more than a pained growl, do not hold any malice. I gave that locket to you. The beast slowly nods. My grasp upon my sword loosens as I stare at him in shock, realisation dawning on me. Claude?
Yes.
Ah, so this is your secret. Why would you not tell me? Could have hurt you. Claude has another form, a cursed form, and he never told me. You know, heads up would have been good, because she could have stabbed the shit out of him.
That is true.
Why? As my mind whirls, I feel everything coming together like the pieces of a puzzle.
See, I almost did it in German, in this stupid German accent there. Secrets are secrets for a reason, princess. You should know that. If I could speak on them, I would. But I can't. Henry Punk, I wish I could explain. You would hate me, or more accurately, you would be afraid of me.
All those times Claude was clutching at his chest. You were touching your tattoo so many times before, like you were in pain. There it is! There's the flying aeroplane. The beast growls, and the sound is surprisingly soft, almost a sigh.
Curse!
Then the tattoo was...
warning!
The first time I saw that tattoo, it was a beautiful rose. The second time, it had more thorns. When the rose became ensnared in thorns, did he transform? He always touched that tattoo when he came too close to me. Claude, did your curse not make others fall in love with you? It stopped you from loving anyone too, didn't it? He mentioned that woman before, the one he thought loved him but didn't. Is it possible she saw him in this form and was terrified of him? If you loved anyone, you would turn into a beast.
Dog.
You loved a woman once, but she only loved you because of your curse. The minute you transformed, she was scared of you, wasn't she?
Dog.
He sounds so pained. The reason Claude has been trying to hide everything from me is because he's scared that I would have feared him. That's why beauty has always been so important to him, but the curse cast upon him makes him both beautiful and a beast.
Dog. Wanted you to love me. Dog. But no one could love a dog.
His words are dwindling. It almost sounds like he's been suffocated on the inside with how slowly he's speaking. Claude, I've never cared much about appearances.
You liar.
People have worn masks on their faces their whole life around me. Claude, I take a deep breath and I face him. I will love you, no matter what form you take, but please, could you change out of this one? Appearances are really important to me.
Could you change out of this one before our wedding night, at least?
Yes.
It's,
Otherwise,
I'd like
that might be
survive.
painful.